It's time now for the Beer Chill Lady News on this Friday evening, December 4th, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. Top news headlines here at 6:35 p.m. here on this Friday evening here. Top story at 6:35 here is the FBI director said Friday that the San Bernardino massacre is being treated as an act of terrorism, and investigators are scrutinizing the digital footprints of the husband and wife killers to determine who, if anyone, might have been known about the plot. As President Obama and top Democrats push agenda for widespread gun control in the wake of Wednesday's mass shooting in San Bernardino, California. Again, statistics suggest that the push will only serve to increase the number of guns being bought. Washington, U.S. employment increased by a healthy pace in November, and another sign of the economy's resilience, and will most likely be followed by the first Federal Reserve interest rate rise in a decade later this month. They do, but it doesn't make news as bad news such as tariffs and taxes news as good news is not as. That's what Hussam Ayulosa, Executive Director of the Council of American Islam Relations Los Angeles, said immediately after the San Bernardino shootings. Baltimore, as a transport van carried Freddie Gray arrived at a police station here, Officer William G. Porter told investigators that he looked inside, saw Mr. Gray lying limp, shackled, and unresponsive on the floor under an expletive. Scott Weiland, who died in his sleep Thursday night on tour in Minnesota, was a rock singer precisely of his time in the early 90s, a vulnerable peacock with a front, hyper-masculine baritone self-destructive confidence. In Berlin, Germany stepped up its contribution to fight against the Islamic State group on Friday, with lawmakers overwhelmingly voting in favor of sending reconnaissance jets, a tanker plane, and a frigate to provide broad combat support. An Egyptian forensic member checked the gate of the Cairo nightclub that was firebombed early Friday, and an Egyptian forensic member checks into the gate of the Cairo nightclub that was firebombed early Friday. Paris, Jacqueline Boulay years ago regularly to the lawn Bon Bière, a sprawling cafe in Paris, attend when disciplined to linger over the drinking along tour says La Bon Bière Cafe hidden in Paris, Texas, back in business. This week's China-Africa Summit in Johannesburg brings a renewed focus to China's role on the continent as President Xi Jinping is expected to pledge tens of billions of dollars in investment and aid to African countries out in the billions. In Clifton, New Jersey, 4th grade school students devised an immature and an unrealistic plot to bomb Clifton High School in retaliation to a perceived bullying incident by a high school student, authorities said. In this 3 terms as a United States Senator from New York and his decades of influence as a Republican, power broker Alfonso D'Amato has seen and done just about everything as he testified at Skills trial about a no-show job for state senator. Colorado Springs, Colorado. A campus police officer killed in the Planned Parenthood shooting was under fire for volunteering the rest to the clinic as Sean Raynack as an act who knew when saying was driven by a sense of purpose and faith. What started as a routine traffic stop in the Mount Baker neighborhood of Seattle on Tuesday night ended with an arrest after a police patrol officer caught the driver trying not so forcefully to snort cocaine in his car, Seattle police said. In Detroit, after years waiting for the invasion of Chinese cars that never came, General Motors said it's going to be the first of Detroit's big three to offer a Chinese-made model for sale in the U.S. Washington, San Juan, the U.S. Supreme Court on Friday agreed to hear Puerto Rico's bid to administer a law that would allow the restriction of debt burden U.S. According to the University of Michigan Transportation Research Institute, the average fuel economy of new cars sold in the U.S. in November dropped by 0.1 miles per gallon, continuing a trend that began in August of last year when pump prices began to fall. Alright, closing stock market report here. The Dow up 369.96 points at 17,847.63. SP 500 up 42.7 points at 2,091.69. And Nasdaq 5,142.27 up 104.34 points. Migratory boards at risk of increasing habitat destruction of stopper points, especially in North Africa, Central Asia, and the coast of East Asia. In new observations by immensely powerful Atacama large millimeters of millimeter array as an extremely concentrated knot of monstrous galaxies undergoing energetic star formation at the dawn of the universe has been spotted better than a knot. Los Angeles equal outbreak linked to the Chipotle Mexican Grill Incorporated has expanded in 9 U.S. states, authorities said on Friday, and the burrito chain said that sales have been hammered as a judicial warning for the 4th quarter. Gilroy, California Attorney General Kamala D. Harris on Thursday granted the conditional approval of the transaction will allow a change of control and governance on the Daughters of Charity Health System, a network of hospitals that includes St. Louis Regional. Researchers use mice to confirm how a rare genetic mutation prevents people from feeling pain. participate in Ireland for drugs aimed at treating some form of cancer significantly higher than in other countries according to new international studies. Okay, take a look at New England influence in Hartford, Massachusetts. Traffic local on 500 block of Route 28 as Christmas Store was in progress until 9 o'clock and seek an alternate route. PHL News Time, 6:40, 10 after sports report here tonight. The Boston Bruins will be up in Calgary. Alberta did not take on the Calgary Flames game time, 9 o'clock, which is 7 o'clock their time. Virginia has hired BYU's Bronco Mendenhall as head football coach to the team and announced on Friday. The 5-year deal will pay Mendenhall $3.25 million a year, the school said. At some point in the coming months, Clay Helton might have the opportunity to reflect in the past, which saw him promoted from South California's interim replacement for Steve Sarkisian and University of Southern California to the Trojans' full-time coach. Tom Merriman will stay in Houston and will be awarded with a resident contract extension as the contract will now run for the 2020 season. And Merriman's compensation will come to $2.8 million. And in Chicago, the Chicago Cubs have agreed to free agent pitcher John Leckie on a 2-year contract according to a source familiar with the situation. PHL News Time, 6:41, time for Trevor reporting on this Friday evening. Okay, let's take a look at Rhode Island here, where 95 minutes up on side, a little slow before Route 4 Ian. Experienced due to a little accident here. 95 minutes up on side, a little slow before Route 610 connector Ian, Providence here. 95 minutes up on side, an accident before the 610 connector in Providence here. 95 on the southbound side, it's slow from South Main Street in Sharon all the way out to Route 152 in North Attleboro here. 24 on the southbound side, slow from Route 139 in Southern all the way out to Route 106 in West Bridgewater here. Southeast Expressway on the southbound side, slow from the right corner to the Braintree Split. Southeast Expressway on the northbound side, slow from the Braintree Split all the way out to Dorchester here. Route 3 on the southbound side, slow from the Braintree Split, the Union Street and Braintree here. 120 on the southbound side. An accident around Route 135 in Needham, so expect delays here. Mass back in the eastbound side, so after Route 120 in Western End in the Newton area here. Mass back in the eastbound side, a little slow for the Alston Brighton tolls here. Get an accident tonight westbound in Shrewsbury, and another accident tonight eastbound Route 495 in Marlborough here. 120 on the northbound side, a little slow before 4225 Lexington to Route 3 in Burlington. Route 3 on the southbound side, a little slow for the Burlington stretch. 120 on the northbound side, slow from Woburn all the way after Redding here. 120 on the northbound side, slow after 95 in Peabody, all the way after 114 here. Route 20 on the eastbound side, a little slow around Route 111 in Acton, Massachusetts here. On the Mass Pike on the westbound side, get an accident before I-84 in Sturbridge here. 93 on the northbound side, a little slow far at the long stretch around Route 110. 93 on the southbound side, a little slow around the Hoopster Toll Plaza here. And the main trip back on the southbound side, a little slow for the York Toll Plaza here. And take a look at the MBTA alerts here at 6:43. Orange line express and minor delays due to disabled train at Malden. Still announcing for express and minor delays due to traffic here on the Kabir Rail. Looking good here. And ferries, they are looking good. PHL News Time, 6:43, and it is time now for a weather report here. For tonight, most of the coast got about 30 degrees, light west wind. For Saturday, that's got about 54 degrees, light northwest wind. For Saturday night, most of the coast got about 31 degrees, calm wind. Sunday, that's got about 58 degrees and calm wind becoming southwest wind 5 to 8 miles per hour in the morning. Saturday night, most of the coast got about 34 degrees, south wind about 6 miles an hour coming after midnight here. For Monday, most clouds got about 51 degrees. Monday night, most clouds got about 35 degrees. Tuesday, most clouds got about 46 degrees. Tuesday, most clouds got about 32 degrees. Wednesday, Putset's got about 44 degrees. Wednesday, most clouds got about 31 degrees. Thursday, Putset's got about 47 degrees. Friday, most clouds got about 35 degrees. And for Friday, Putset's got about 49 degrees. Currently, you're not in 47 degrees overcast, guys. Humidity is 54%. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel. Evening news on December 4th, 2015 on a Friday evening on Tuesday. Hope you have a good evening and good positive. I will see you for a late night report right after the sports round, right after the Boston Bruins and the Calgary Flames. Have a good evening.